It has been a week of school stories in the past, and it's also going to be the beginning of a good month of news stories in the past. Everything from hot debates about lunches to how to stop bullying. In the beginning of in the middle of August or September, kids are going to be settled back into the routine when the day is over. But that has to start our show from talking about some good school topics for the back to school. Which today is going to be focused on bullying and teacher-student sex scandal. Let's start off with the teacher-student sex scandal. Make it sometimes plural for the students. One teacher, two or more students. How did it all start, you might ask? It all started with Deborah LaFay from years ago, who had a sexual underage relationship with a student. That's how it all started. Deborah LaFay was arrested, but she had probation and is under house arrest. Back in 2006, Matt Lauer interviewed her, and believe me to say, I first saw the story, and it was outrageous. Taking sides, like a lot of people taking sides of the story. Somebody called the cops, and then probably in the end, the teacher got arrested. The student was a hero. And I think she'll never teach again. Mind you, this was years ago. All the way years ago. So in that sense, the teacher will never teach again to not go around students. It happens because some teachers are married, some teachers are single, some teachers like athletes. But let's look at some articles that relate to this subject. And this is the latest. This Florida substitute teacher, mind you, this was all the way from South Florida, where a substitute teacher, this wasn't just a regular teacher, it was actually a substitute teacher. A young girl, a 23-year-old former substitute teacher named Stacy Cabral was arrested on Thursday for multiple charges. On multiple counts of solicitation of a minor, an authority figure of soliciting or engaging in lewd conduct with a student, electronic transmission or harmful material to a minor. That was from the Palm Beach County Sheriff, or PBCS. And also the report said Carver was employed by the Palm Beach County School Board as a substitute teacher, has been hired in May by the mother of a 16-year-old boy. Several tutoring sessions took place in a library. But the mother began suspecting an inappropriate relationship after seeing text messages and photos on the teen's phone that were sexually suggestive. The mother told that they'd seen behavior, photos, and sexual language between her and the teen. And the spokesman said that after all that, Carbo was fired. She was held on $15,000 bond Friday. But the attorney wasn't available. Also, the teen admitted to a relationship, saying they had feelings for each other and that she quit her job substituted to continue dating. The detective said they found nude photos on the teen's phone, and the teen admitted he had sent naked photos to himself. And she knew what was doing. She was wrong. That's just the latest. The fact of the matter is, You're not supposed to be having a sexual relationship with a student or teacher. It's just not wrong unless the teacher comes on to you first. If you say you like your new teacher, just say you don't love your new teacher. That can, like a teacher-student relationship, that can lead to like a sexual. That's like a felony. And this was the latest from the Temple Daily Telegram News.com. This was actually 2 days ago. 2 days ago, this former Temple High School teacher was charged with improper relationship with a student. Sienna Kathleen Williams was a former graphic design teacher at Temple High School, and she was in jail on Wednesday charged with 2 counts of improper relationship between an educator and student, second-degree felony charges. No bond was listed yet. The district worked in collaboration with Temple Police throughout the investigation. And the superintendent said that they condemn this type of behavior, especially when it involves the well-being of our students. Educator misconduct is a very serious matter that our district does not take lightly. And what's surprising about this, she resigned the next day, and a report was filed with the Texas Education Agency to notify the State Board of Education certification of the investigation. The fact of the matter is, you're not supposed to do that. Even if you resign saying that you would not do this again, you're still going to be arrested and sitting in jail. So, enough of this. We don't want to talk about sex anymore. So let's move on here. So, before we move on to our next story, let's talk about back in 2012, Sarah Elizabeth Jones was arrested for counts for having a sexual relationship with a student. But the boyfriend here was Sarah's friend. Like, she still did it. She knew what she meant was wrong, but she still did it. She told Dateline the whole story about what happened. And so did the boyfriend. That's a felony. If you were to have a sexual relationship with a minor, that would be a big time safety issue for everyone. And the fact of the matter is, if you were to have a sexual relationship with one of your students, then you would be in big trouble and be accused by the state. We have to protect teachers and students from going down the path that they want to go to, which is a sexual relationship with a teacher. How about this other one I saw in 2020? It was a spaghetti dinner plate that turned into a free-for-all. The clothes came off. I don't want to go there, but we have about enough of this. But still, the fact of the matter is, if you start to do this, your teacher's going to be sent to jail. There's going to be rumors flying around on social media, and then they're going to find out about this from the teacher or from the student. So the bottom line, what I'm trying to say here is, don't go looking for trouble with a teacher. Don't go looking for trouble. That's just about all I have to say about this. So we are not going to be taking... I'm not taking shit from this. Alright, up next here, we're going to be talking about bullying in schools. One of the biggest issues ever in school is bullying. And Next, we're going to be talking about how to stop the bullying. We're going to look at a poll. We're going to look at a poll about this, and we're also going to be talking about cyberbullying. We'll talk about all of that after the break. Alright guys, with the new school year approaching, I figured we'd be talking about some bullying going on around here, because let's face it, it is one of the biggest issues ever happening here in schools over the country. We have to deal with this. We have to train the teachers, we got to train the staff, and we have to train the principals on how to deal with it. The advice to kids for cyberbullying is unplug. That is a virtual world. Like, if someone calls you saying, I hope you just hang up, unplug. Don't unplug your phone, don't unplug your business, don't do that. If you're trying to attack haters, don't let the haters be motivators. So last month there was a poll from the BBC website that says more than 1,000 teachers working in the UK, primary or secondary schools, reveal that 13% of children are bullied because of their sexuality. It's also compared to 11% because of their race. 7% is because of their gender, and 2% is because of their religion. The research also showed that almost 3/4 of teachers have seen homophobic bullying in school. This poll was conducted by the research company YouGov for Amazon. It showed that more than half of the people backed LGBT relationship education in schools, while 1/4 said children should not learn about gay relationships in school, and 16% were unsure. How can you stop someone being bullied? Experts say you should stand up to someone. Like, if your friend is being bullied, there are lots of ways. There are lots of ways for people to stand up to bullies. The NEA.org has these 10 tips for all parents and teachers to know. So the next time you see if this is the next time you see a bully, and you know what to do, just listen to these top 10 tips from the NEA.org. Pay attention. And number 1 is pay attention. Always pay attention. Be a bystander once in a while. Just think of what your motivation is going to be. Just say, okay, my motivation is going to be to help the student who's being bullied. Number 2, don't ignore it. Going back to number 1, being a bystander, being a motivator that you are, your motivation is to help out the student that's being bullied. Never assume this is a situation of harmless tease and different students have levels of coping. Number 3, when you see something, you do something. And also say something. Don't just brush it off. Don't just sit there and ignore and walk by and say, something going on here? You just walk away. I mean, who gives a shit? bullying in schools anyway is going to result in jail time and suspension. If you see something, you do something, and you say something. There's fights all over the public place where people couldn't agree on who's the better actor or something like that, and then they fist fight over it in public, and nobody does anything about it, and there's security going on. So if you see something, you do something, and you say something. Be sure to always refer to your school's anti-bullying policy. Also, remain calm. When you intervene and refuse to argue with another student, model the respectful behavior you expect from the students. Make sure everyone is safe, no one needs immediate medical attention. Reassure the students involved as well as the bystanders. Explain what's going to be happening next. They go on to expect destination while the students involved should be taken separately to a safe place. Number 5. Deal with students individually. Don't attempt to sort out the facts while everyone is present. Don't allow the students involved to talk to one another. And don't ask bystanders to tell what they saw in front of others. Instead, talk with the individuals involved. Bystanders, one-on-one basis. Get yourself a pen and paper and write it down. Said the information you have can help out with the police. This way, everyone will be able to share a side of the story without worrying about the others. But no matter how flat you make this pancake, there's always two sides to every story that you have. Don't make the students involved apologize and or shake hands on the spot. Just label the behavior as bullying. Explain you take this type of behavior very seriously and that you plan to get to the bottom of it before you determine what should be done next. Number 7, hold bystanders accountable. Bystanders provide bullies and audiences and often actually encourage bullying. Explain that this type of behavior is wrong, will not be tolerated, and they also have the right responsibility to stop bullying. Identify yourself as a caring adult. Just remember, your motivation is to defend, is to help out the student that is being bullied. Remember that. Listen and don't prejudge. It's very possible that you suspect the bully may actually bully. It is very possible that the person you suspect is to be the bully may actually be bullied by student attending the bully's cry for help. Get appropriate professional help, like talk to your parents, talk to your principal, talk to an administrator, and tell them what happened. This case back in 1997 was on 2020 that there were these two girls that were being harassed by these other girls who were like being their friends and stuff. And what had happened was those girls were being bullied by the 3 girls. They talked to the principal and they did nothing about it. All they could do was suspend them, aids with walkie-talkies, suspend them when they went to the wall, aids with walkie-talkies, etc. After that, they switched schools. Private schools you had to pay for. Public schools are free. And number 10, become trained to handle bullying situations. You work with students in any capacity. It's important to learn the proper ways to address bullying. Like my show, when I do this show, I take a stand against bullying. I don't promote bullies. I don't bully people. I don't bully everyone. This show is bully free. And when this show is bully free, we don't promote bullies, we don't bully people, and we don't bully others about the way they look and stuff. There is also pledges that you can take to stop bullying, as well as to create a free bully program in your school or in your community. I recommend that you buy your kids a video game, the video game called Bully, the 48 hours special called Bullying, Words Can Kill. So bully the game. It's to teach people that bullying is wrong. And with other topics of bullying next, we're going to talk about cyberbullying. Like, we have to teach people, train the teachers about how to stop cyberbullying. The advice would be unplug. We're going to talk about the rest after the break. We've been talking about bullying, and like I said before, I don't promote bullies. I don't bully people. I treat everyone with respect and equal. Period. Which brings me to the next one. Cyberbullying. It is the biggest issue in online bullying. There are haters. There's a lot of people. This goes back to when Sam and Amy had Amy's Baking Company. They attacked the online haters. People are like saying like how their business sucks and stuff, the food's bad, all that stuff. And they continue to attack these online haters. This was on Kitchen Divers. After that episode aired, there were a lot of like stuff that's been happening. Cartoons, skits. Everyone like watched the episode. It got like millions of views on YouTube. Millions of people like watched it. And it was a good thing that people were there to help. But how do you stop cyberbullying? Here are top 10 ways to stop cyberbullying and some strategies to stop it. Because we have to teach kids that these bad guys are out there who plan on bullying you. And like everyone's connected to the internet like 24/7. The first strategy is to reach out to a trustworthy adult. Your mom, your dad, the principal, whatever. Disengage, unplug. Log off, block harassers. Use privacy settings, take screenshots, and save it. Don't delete it. Step in and stop it. Sorry about that. You are the motivator. Your motivation is to stop it. Report it. Empathize. And just remember, you're not alone, and be a friend. Because there's people out there who are being hurt, who are having their feelings hurt. Just teach kids never forward, share, or passively condone cyberbullying activities. Because it's wrong. Also, there are also ways to stop it. Number one is tell someone. 10 victims tells a trusted adult about online bullying, and 68% of teens agree that cyberbullying is a serious problem. It's also harassment. Keep everything. This happened to Lizzie Diggs, who in September 2013 committed suicide after continual online harassment. Police launched an investigation into the incident. Law enforcement found no grounds to charge online trolls. Don't engage. NoBullying.com, they report that 55% of all teens use social media have witnessed some form of bullying. 95% have ignored the behavior altogether. Learn more. 7% of parents are concerned, and 33% of teens have been victimized. Understand the scope. 73% of teens now use smartphones. That's the greatest scope. Keep the data source and recognize the signs. Don't get turned around, stand together, and hold bullies accountable. When you follow these tips, parents, when you follow these tips, and even the school, you can understand what it's like to be bullied or not bullied. We have to train the teachers. We train the teachers. We need to help out. So what's the advice to all? What's the biggest advice to all parents? The biggest advice is unplug. Unplug. Because that is a virtual world out there. And in the virtual world, nothing can happen. When you play video games, and someone in your earpiece like telling you, go kill yourself or whatever, turn off the ears, unplug, take off the headset, leave them alone. Let the haters be motivated. It's like if you're just sitting there in your Call of Duty and someone tells you go kill yourself or whatever, unplug. And when you choose the behavior, you choose the consequence. Every behavior that you choose comes with a certain consequence. If I choose to get out of the chair, I choose to be standing. If I choose to promote bullying, then I choose to get bullied. That is absolutely, like if you want to choose to bully someone, that's absolutely your choice. But when you make that choice, then you choose everything that goes along with it. Cyberbullying is one of the biggest issues ever. We need to train the teachers, we need to train the staff, we need to talk with parents and kids. And people might be asking me, what is the advice to all parents and teachers? The advice is unplug. Unplug. Like, you want to be right, you want to be happy. When you fight, you choose what goes along with it. I mean, in the case of what happened to Sammy and Amy, they started attacking online bullies before Dr. Phil decided to step in and say, hold on a minute here. That's not what we're doing here. Because, tell you something, cyberbullying is a serious issue here. And we don't promote it. We don't tolerate it. It's not tolerated at all. Like disrespecting staff, that's not tolerated at all. And that's something that concerns me. People are being bullied every day online. No one's trying to stop it. There should be a state law in every state that should not allow social media to have it, because all schools block social media sites. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. And you know why they get arrested? Because they did it. Alright, so I'll be back in a moment with a preview of Monday's Give Me a Break. Stay tuned. Okay, like I said before, Give Me a Break will not be on 5 days a week. Instead, it's going to be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want to shift my video schedule around where I can make all three episodes Give Me a Break in separate days. Whereas on the other hand, I can make more cover videos for my channel. And so our back to school week continues, but we're still going to do regular episodes of Give Me a Break. And coming up Monday, I Give Me a Break. Speaking of back to school, it's also back to vandalism. We're going to be looking at some stories that have made the news for vandalism. And I take this stuff very seriously, and I don't tolerate it. And also, we're going to be dealing with weapons in schools, like why people should not bring weapons to school, and we're going to be looking at some students that were arrested back in the school years who were arrested for bringing weapons to school. And plus, we're going to explain why drugs are not allowed. We talked about where hats and hoods were not allowed because they can be used to hide drugs in there. Now we're going to explain why tobacco is not allowed or drugs are not allowed. Look for all those as this back to school week continues with regular episodes giving a break 3 days a week. Sometimes at 4:30, 5:30. Sometimes at 4 to 4:30. Sometimes 5 to 5:30. Just know my schedule from every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. Have yourself a great weekend. Stay safe, out of trouble, stay cool, stay hydrated. Until next time, America.